The 2016 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship from Helsinki, Finland is brought to you by Chevrolet's new Power of Play hockey program.
And your starting goaltender is brought to you by Chevrolet, 5 new roads. I guess Canada's contribution to the Finns getting here, knocking Veni Vevalainen out in the quarters. Kaapo Kähkönen has been rock solid for Finland since, and yes, the Russians go back and forth, but it's worked so far. Georgiev for the gold medal game, called by Gordon Miller and Ray Ferraro.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Helsinki. It's the final game of the 2016 World Junior Hockey Championship as Finland and Russia battle for gold. Jukka Jalonen, the coach of Team Finland, 5 times the head coach of their World Championship team. He won gold in 2011, first year as the head coach of their national junior team. And there is Valeri Bragin's 5th time as the head coach of the Russian national junior team. On each 5 occasions, he's guided his team to the gold medal game. Won the gold medal win. That was in 2011. Referees are Christopher Pistocia from the United States and Brett Iverson from Vancouver. For 2 North American officials, Brian Oliver and Henry Kilbad will work the lines. A raucous crowd here in Helsinki. It's a holiday tomorrow in this country. And all eyes on these 2 arch rivals with gold at stake. Finns start their top line along with Puljujärvi and Laine, and it's the top Russian line of Kravkovsky, Korshkov, and Polunin. And this top line for the Russians plays together in the KHL for Yaroslavl. And a big hit at center ice right away as Aho comes in. He's taken down by Kravkovsky. Laine comes in as well. And you expect lots of bodies to fly around in the early moments as these 2 teams have waited all day to play this game. Tallulah drops it back to Olli Juolevi of the London Knights, top-ranked prospect for the upcoming NHL draft. Tallulah shoots, but the play's offside at the Russian line.
The Russians got both of their goals from this top line, Korshkov and Kravkovsky, and Korshkov takes a real solid hit from Keskitalo on the boards. He went right off the ice, and then Patrick Laine takes a pretty good run at Kravkovsky there as the Finns aggressively come out in the first 30 seconds.
Kasperi Kapanen drops it back. Mikko Mikkola plays it ahead. Racing back is Ivan Komarov, one of 9 Russians who plays in North America. 8 in the Canadian Hockey League, including Komarov, and 1 in the American League. Lead pass to Sarala. In comes Sarala. Shot that goes high and wide. Passes off the glass and out of play. So the Finns have suffered 1 loss in this tournament. That was to the Russians in the round robin. But look at their road in the medal round. They beat Canada 6-5 in the quarters. Then they faced the undefeated Swedes, beat them 2-1. Now they face the Russians in the gold medal game. That's a tough road to gold.
It is. The most impressive part for me is that they had done it on offense for the most part in this tournament. You score 3, they get 4. You get 4, they get 5. Well, yesterday they held the Swedes to just 1. They got a couple of goals from this group here.
Nico Rantanen, the Colorado first runner, throws it back in front. And it's picked off by Andrei Kuzmenko for the Russians. Kuzmenko plays it there for Kirill Kaprizov. That's knocked away. Keskitalo plays around for Sarajärvi. Sarajärvi up for Rantanen. He began the year in the NHL with Colorado. Now playing for San Antonio in the AHL. Kalaputis walks in, drops it back, hits with a shot. And hits turned away by Alexander Georgiev. Another factor in Georgiev starting this game tonight, maybe he plays for TVS Turku in the Finnish League.
So you could say maybe he knows the shooters, 10 of them he plays against, or maybe the shooters know him. I don't think we can get to the bottom of why he's in the goal today.
Bjorkqvist shoots, Georgiev juggles that, and is able to hang on.
One of the other things to take into consideration, because we can't even get the answer from NHL coaches about the goaltenders. What about this play yesterday where Ryan Hitchcock gets his right leg caught up in the goal pad of Samsonov? He was down for quite some time. He got back. There looked like they might have to take him out of the game, but there is the 18-year-old Ilya Samsonov, the Washington Capitals #1 pick in 2015, who did a fantastic job in the semifinals yesterday.
Adolf Oslean, who plays for the Calgary Hitmen, and the CHL plays out of heads off the stick into the Finnish bench.
So Georgiev, who had a very good tournament, The one speed wobble perhaps against the Finns in the come from behind 6-4 win, but he stopped the breakaway in the midst of that comeback to the win. He goes back, the 19-year-old is who Valeri Bragin tabs for the start, but we've seen it before, Gord. It's not often a long leash. If Bragin feels something's going awry in the game, he's gone in the gold medal game, in the silver medal, or in the semifinal game to make the goaltending change.
Rykov turns the puck over. Puljujärvi in on it, and it bounces across. Right ahead by Nikita Zholdikov. Up ahead for Korshkov, who scored the winner in the semifinal against the Russians yesterday. His top line plays together in Yaroslavl in the KHL. They're in first place in the KHL. Less than 5 years after that team was wiped out by the horrendous plane crash in 2011. Peter Zholdikov back forth. Crowd urging their team on as Rykov picks it up. Rykov slides it back down. Racing to it is getting Svechnikov, a Detroit first-round pick. He lost it. And Kasperi Kapanen throws it ahead for Julius Nattinen. Now Nattinen a long shot. And Georgiev hangs on to that. For the Russians, there have been some knee knockers on the road to this game. They opened with a 2-1 shootout win against the Czechs. Then the win against Finland. Life and death for a 2-1 win over the Slovaks. And then the game against Denmark. They trailed for most of it, down 2-0. They tied the game with 44 seconds left in regulation, then won it in overtime.
There are times the Russians are confounding to watch. They do just enough to get themselves through. You're right, against Denmark, they dominated the third period, but they had to come from behind twice to get it into overtime. The captain Kamenev with a couple of goals late. One in regulation, one in overtime, and they squeaked through.
Racing ahead is Kapanen. Kasperi Kapanen, the son of longtime NHLer Sammy Kapanen, plays it across. And that long drive by Niku is gloved by Georgiev. So, you know Kasperi Kapanen's dad, but when Finland won the gold medal here in Helsinki in 1998, his grandfather Hannu was the coach of that team.
And apparently he's got a lucky jacket that he wears to the games and he's trying to help out his grandson. I'm sure a very proud moment for him.
Rantanen pulls his way to the side of the goal, still on it. Rantanen spins and shoots. Georgiev makes the stop. Turgachev back the other way for the Russians. Turlata behind the net to play it, and very high off the glass. And that's going to be a penalty against the Finns as Kaapo Kähkönen played it over the glass and out. And the first power play of the game is going to Russia.
Gord, from the very minute we got to this tournament, you talked about the low glass around the boards in the other rink. Here Kapanen fires this up. Wow, that's going to be over almost any glass as he tries to ring it high off the glass. He shoots it into the netting. And the Russians, who don't have a shot yet through 4 minutes, go to the power play. A power play that was really passive. A 2-minute 5-on-3 they had yesterday against the United States. They didn't shoot the puck. They passed it around the outside. Not very dangerous.
Lose the face-off here. Zholdikov back to pick it up. The Russians are 5 for 18 in the power play. 5 different goal scorers.
They got 3 power play goals in the one game against the Finns in that 6-4 win.
They were down 3-1 in that game. Juolevi pokes it. Ed Bjorkquist picks it up, but he plays it back down the ice. The Russians struggle to win face-offs as well on the power play in that game against the U.S. 4.5 gone here in the opening period. Off the line, Kamenev, who was the hero of that game against Denmark, scored the tying goal, the winner in overtime. Played back in the point, Provorov across, Kamenev shoots, scores! Vladislav Kamenev, power play goal, and Russia takes a 1-0 lead.
Vladislav Kamenev's got 3 of the last 5 Russian goals in this tournament. The 2 late ones against Denmark, and this one-timer that Kähkönen is over to square up against, but he doesn't block it. But Kähkönen's in position. This beats him on the glove side, so after he makes the error by shooting the puck up into the netting. The Russians, on their first shot, take a 1-0 lead.
Kamenev scored in the round robin against the Finns as well. He plays for Milwaukee in the American Hockey League. He's a second-round pick of the Nashville Predators. So the Russians accomplish their first goal. They quiet this crowd down. Now Aho drops it up. Puljujärvi a drive. Georgia makes the stop. Delola down to Puljujärvi. And Puljujärvi swings back for it. Yes, Puljujärvi, one of 6 16-year-olds ever to play for the Finnish national junior team. That was last year. Already his second World Junior Championship, yet to be drafted. Stepnikov in, shoots, and the save made by Kakkonen.
Get another look at the power play goal by Vladislav Kamenev. Real good puck work as the Russians are going to draw the Finns in a little deep. It gets back to the tip of the point to Ivan Provorov. Provorov, who's got 7 assists in this tournament, lays it on the tee for Kamenev, and the Russians lead.
That long shot blasted wide by Mikulovic, who has shown no fear of shooting from anywhere on the ice. He plays for Niagara in the OHL. Drop that back. Sarah looking for a hard bump.
It's funny, with all the talk about the Russian starting netminder, somewhere lost in the noise was that the Finns have not had great goaltending in the tournament.
Shot taken there by Derkachiev, kicked away by Kakkonen. The Finns too changed starting goaltenders. Vinny Vevalainen was their number 1 until the game against Canada when he got pulled. With Kakkonen ever since. Derkachiev works the puck down low. Shields off the defender, Nathanen, and that long shot by Mikulovic is gloved by Kakkonen. Vladislav Kamenev, the power play goal as the Russians ahead 1-0 early in the gold medal game here in Helsinki.
Gimli, Manitoba, where we make whiskey and make it the Canadian way with just the right amount of rye grain. Because rye adds spice to our flavor. Distilled with pride. Made smooth. Aged perfectly. Because in this country, we don't just make whiskey. We make Canadian rye whiskey. Crown Royal. We make whiskey the Canadian way.
It's time to bid farewell to this booking incredible island resort and its incredible island staff.
I can't imagine life without them. This is not goodbye.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Okay, I guess it's not. You got it booking right. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
For North American fans, the first Russian hockey name we knew was Vladislav Tretiak from the 72 Summit Series. But we've gradually got to know more and more the great Alexander Yakashev. What a player he was.
8 years old when I heard of those guys. And, wow.
Rupa Hintz works in now, 2-on-1. Hintz shoots, Georgia makes the stop. Now at the line, out by Keskitalo. Plays it down to Rantanen. Rantanen falls. Korshkov took him down. Play continued. Puck up to center ice and back to pick it up as Sarajärvi for the Finns. Release Sarajärvi plays for Flint rather in the Ontario Hockey League. And Sarajärvi has it back. Long lead pass for Rantanen. Rantanen looks for Hintz. He tipped it high and wide. 2 good chances for Hintz in the last couple of minutes.
When the Finns broke through, it was Rupa Hintz yesterday against the Swedes. He is a second-round pick by the Dallas Stars in 2015. He sprints through the middle of the Russian defense, gets inside of Zolnikov, and Georgiev makes the stop, square up on top of the crease. Nice job by Rykov to take away the pass across and allow his goalie to square up to the puck.
Finland out shooting Russia 7-4 here in the early going. 7 minutes gone in the first period. Levy fires it down off the end boards it goes, and Laine almost got to it. Kamenev. Off the boards and out. Levy back with it. Very favorable comparisons to only Nada in London. Now Aho plays it back. Dula. Got his pass broken up. And it's brought up by Lazarov. Svechnikov works in. Svechnikov a backhand and somehow Kakkonen kept it out. Now Kamenev from a sharp angle, and Kakkonen turns that away.
Huge stop for Kakkonen off the 2-on-1 with Kamenev and Svechnikov. Svechnikov drives to the middle. Kamenev steps out of the way, and the Finnish player Lane slides right into Kakkonen. That's Lane that pushes him back into the net, but a quick get up from Kakkonen, and he's able to glove the puck.
Now fired that wide. Now pulled back in front, and a penalty coming to the Finns. Sergeyev walks in, plays it back across, and that shot dribbles wide from Kuzmenko. Play continues, the extra skaters on the ice. Kaprizov plays it across. And if the Russians score here, the penalty will still count. Sherabzyanov to Sergeyev. Back to Sherabzyanov. Sergeyev looks for a seam, played it back door. Kaprizov, Sergeyev. Svetlikov walks out, drops it down, looks for the return pass, and centers. Finns still haven't touched it. Kuzmenko plays it back to Sherabzyanov. Svetlikov centers it. Goes off a stick and finally comes out. This almost been like a power play itself. Svetlikov gets tied up, plays it ahead, and finally the Finns touch up. And the penalty will be a holding call against Niko Mikkola.
Gord, we talked in the opening about the strength of the Russian team along the boards and cycling the puck. Really strong play here by Kaprizov to drive to the net. Mikkola gets beaten out of the corner, and he gets his arms wrapped around him. So the Russians, who scored on the Kamenev power play goal just under 5 minutes into the game, get another one here.
Scored their first shot of the power play, their first shot of the game. And now if you're Finland, you got to make sure you keep a lid on this thing.
You do, because panic sets in pretty quickly for them. Their best players now have gone 3.5 periods without any real dangerous chances. They start to feel it a bit. It's a big kill for them.
Korshkov slides out ahead for Kraskovsky. His teammate in Yaroslavl. The lead pass to Korshkovsky. Korshkov to Kraskovsky. Kraskovsky with it, walks right back in front, shoots, and a save made there by Kakkonen. Kraskovsky's walked out from behind the goal. Now Korshkov has it. Back at the point, Rykov slides it ahead. Korshkov to the side of the goal. Palunin centers it, just missed the pass for Kraskovsky. Jovikov to Kraskovsky. Back in the corner. Korshkov plays it back across. Jovikov a drive, pounded up the inboards, bouncing puck in front, still sitting there and knocked away. Good defensive play by U.S. Natman. Korshkov back to Jovikov, to Korshkov. Walks in, waits, shoots, and whistled that just wide. Rykov back with it, 45 seconds to go in the Russian power play. Rula with it. Off the boards and out. And the captain Kamenev comes winding in. Kamenev with a great move, walks in and shoots up high. Kakkonen makes the stop. Kamenev plays it back to Rykov. Rykov slides it across. Kamenev can get the shot away. Now Ratman picks it up and moves away short-handed. Knocked away from him. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Svechnikov throws that in deep. Ratman gets to it. To the line, but not up. Kamenev holds it. And now it is fired down the ice by Keskitalo. And the penalty to Mikkola is over. 2 shots on goal for the Russians on that power play. They continue to lead 1-0. Ivan Provorov with the Brandon Wheat Kings in the Western Hockey League. Throws that ahead. Svetlikov peels back in the corner. Svetlikov centering pass and a quick save there by Kakkonen. He turns away Kuzmenko, who can't believe he missed.
Kuzmenko stopped the puck and handled it for just a second. He tries to dust the thing off, and as he does, that allows Kakkonen to get across. A gorgeous pass across the seam. Watch 21. He's got the beaver tap going. He wants it. The pass is on Kuzmenko's stick, but when he stops the puck, Kakinen strongly pushes across left to right to make a beautiful stop.
Face-off control by the Russians again. And now spinning to the side. They go another jam play. And a chance there for Kuzmenko. Turned away again by Kakinen. That's hacked back down the ice. IIHF. Icing waved off, but the puck didn't get to the goal line. And Svetlakov has it now. Lead pass for Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko in, shoots. And the save is made by Kakinen.
Kuzmenko rather had an excellent chance here. Here's the pass from Svetlakov. And Kuzmenko handles it just for a second. He stops it instead of one-timing it. You can see in his face, wrong decision. He wanted to go right up top on Kakinen. But the delay allowed the Finnish goaltender to get across the net.
Finns had 6 of the first 7 shots in the game. Now Russia's had 9 of the last 10. Vazleyev sent flying. And here's Lauta loose by the Finnish goal. Slides it back to the point for Shevchenko. Mikkola had that skip away. Dergachev on it. They wrestle in behind the goal. Both players look at the official and tells them to play on. And Aho picks it up the top line, back line for the Finns. Aho to Laine, centers for Puljujärvi. It skips off his stick. Shevchenko back with it. High in the air by Vazleyev. And back to pick it up is Joni Tula, the oldest player in the tournament. He turned 20 on New Year's Day. Juolevi throws that down the Russian zone. Icing waved off against Korshkov goes back. Kaskowski. Backhand high in the air for Palunin. And icing waved off the other way. Juolevi. Tilola. That pass was disrupted, and jumping ahead is Korshkov. Now the Finns are bottled up here for a moment. Juolevi has it. Leads all defensemen in the tournament with 9 assists. Poked ahead by Kapanen. Kasperi Kapanen peels back in the corner. Kapanen still with it. Walks right back. Throws it back to the point. Kaskatalo shot through the traffic. Kicked away by Georgiev. Sarajärvi. Back to Kapanen. Down low for Nattinen. At the line, the puck over the head of Kapanen. He races back with Svechnikov watching him. Svechnikov picks it free. Throws it rink wide. Walking in. Save made him. Hard rushing Maxim Lazarev. And Kakinen's made a couple of stops here to keep the Finns in it. Close capturing is brought to you by the Home Depot. With top brands and unbeatable prices, there's no better place to score the tool you really want. Let's do this.
After taking a penalty and giving up a power play goal, Kaapo Kakinen has made some excellent stops. The one earlier on Kuzmenko, this one on Lazarev as he reads the pass come across from the corner. He gets out and stops the puck.
Here they come again. And a quick shot by Kuzmenko, who's been all over the Finnish goal, but he turned away again by the 19-year-old Kaapo Kakinen. 1-0 Russia leads here in the first.
Toronto Star Touch is the stunning new way to get more news, more depth, more analysis, and more of the Star's famous investigations. This newsroom now has all the tools we've always wanted to give you the complete news experience. It's unique. Try us and see. Toronto Star Touch. If you've got a tablet, you gotta have it. Okay, what do we have?
Toronto Star Touch, your free news app from the Toronto Star.
Tim Hortons Dark Roast Coffee. A blend of 100% Arabica beans roasted with care and brewed for a rich, full flavor and smooth finish. With over 150 million cups served, we seem to be onto something. Try it today.
Touch. Tackle.
Here in Helsinki, Paul Giamatti and Damian Lewis star in Showtime's new series Billions, coming to Crave TV January 17th. Crave TV available to everybody. Puck control by the Finns off the faceoff. Kalaputis comes in, his long shot. Georgiev waved at it, missed it. Back at the point, Sami Niku beats it down. Kalaputis' shot that was partly blocked. And Kaprizov has it back for the Russians. Lead pass for Kuzmenko misses, and Rupa Hintz plays it back. Finns were 7th last year in Canada. Gold medalist the year before that, and 7th the year before that. Their gold medal win in Malmo, Sweden, their only medal in the last 9 years.
Just those last couple of years, though, Gord, that's an age-out tournament. Some years the ages are good, some years they're not. Some years a strong birth year, others are not.
And for a country of 5.5 million people, maybe not the same depth as other nations. But the Finns have always punched above their weight internationally. Bjorkqvist it across the line now. And brought ahead quickly by Rado Fazleyev. In his 3rd year with the Calgary Hitmen, he plays it off for Lauda. Throws that back towards the goal. Dragachev falls in front of Keskitalo. Lauda battles for the loose puck. Dragachev. Sariarvi takes a run at him, but Dragachev so strong on his skates. Sends it back towards the goal, spinning and shooting, and Lauda has that block. Lauda back with it. 5 to go here in the opening period. And we got a penalty call. A hooking call against the Russians. And the Finns will go to the power play as Artur Lauta goes out.
Well, after having the game's first 2 power plays, getting a power play goal themselves, Russia will be shorthanded, and it's the hook there from Lauda. The Finnish power play, which has 11 goals in the tournament, got one from Kalaputis. Their secondary power play group in the semifinal gets their chance to equalize the game.
Sauerlau going to take the draw, leads the Finns with 3 power play goals in the tournament. Gorshkov plays it ahead to Kraskovsky, killing the penalty. Kraskovsky shoots, and Kakinen knocks that away. Now Kraskovsky falls, and a chance for the Finns to break it up. 5-on-3. Kraskovsky late getting back. Aho for Puljujärvi. Back to Sebastian Aho. Sarala to Aho. Juolevi. Back to Aho, trying to flip it back. The pass picked off. Kraskovsky pokes it ahead. In comes Svetlikov, and it's Svetlikov busts again, shoots at the goal post. Reagan right up the crossbar, short-handed.
Whoa, some indecision by the Finns on the miscue from Juolevi, and did Svetlikov ever explode through the seam? The Finns dodge one. What a lucky break.
Now makes some changes on the power play. Rantanen picks it up. Nico Rantanen. Juolevi drops it back for Kapanen. Kasperi Kapanen. Plays for the Toronto Marlies in the American Hockey League. Taken down by Fazleyev, but plays it in open wing to Kalaputis. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Kalaputis. It's up to Sariarvi. Sariarvi walks in, a quick shot, goes off a foot wide. Kapanen back on it. Plays it down to Rantanen. Kalaputis picks it up. Kalaputis walks in. Down low to Rantanen. Rantanen centers it, bounces, and puck hits. Taking a backhand shot away. Now Sariarvi tees it up. And that's blocked by Dragachev. Kapanen. Back to Sariarvi. Across he goes. Kalaputis around. Kicked up. Rebound loose in front. Georgiev makes 2 great stops for the Russians. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Lead pass to Rantanen, but the play's offside.
A real collaborative effort here on the penalty kill for the Russians. It starts with a great shot block by Alexander Dragachev. Right here, the puck is going to bounce around, and Sariarvi gets control of the puck again. Kalaputis' shots turned aside by Georgiev, and then it's Boykov with the block. This is the earlier rush. Svetlikov, what a beautiful move, and he flips it up over the shoulder of Kakinen off the crossbar. The Russians, an excellent penalty kill. They hang on at the end, and they're going to lead 1-0 after this power play is over.
Sami Niku picks it up. 1 shot on goal for the Finns of that power play. Now loose behind the goal. Around try put right through the crease by Misko Sikinen for Finland. Sikinen back on it. Wins the race to the loose puck. Sikkonen. Crowd hollering for penalty again. It won't come. Here's Bjorkquist with it. Centered a great chance. And it's tapped wide there by Lammikko. Now Bjorkquist back with it. Lammikko parked in front. Bjorkquist plays it back across to Niku. Good pressure now by the Finns. Niku with a long shot. And racing that is Nathanainen. Julius Nathanainen plays for Barrie in the Ontario Hockey League. Scored a big goal against Canada in the quarters. That's chopped over the glass and deflected off a Finnish stick, and the face-off will come outside.
Well, after several minutes of the Russians dominating territorially and getting the better of the scoring chances, Jukka Leonen's Finnish team has gone out on the forecheck at the start of this power play, and now they've controlled the puck a little bit. There's the deflection off Lammikko's stick. Good call by the official. Lammikko just moments prior had a chance for his first point of the tournament. A really nice play out of the corner, and he shoveled it just wide of the Russian goal.
Juolevi to Tula. And Tula fires it back down the Russian zone. Rykov to Korshkov. 2 minutes to go in the opening period. Shots are 13-9 Russia. Upping it is Korshkov. He's taken down. The puck still loose. Picked up back in front. And the centering pass by Kraskovsky broken up by Sarabi. Sarala picks it up now in behind the goal. Sarala along with Kapanen. Sarala wins the battle for the puck. Sends it back in front. And the shot was blocked off the stick of Sariarvi. Nathanainen pokes it free. And dropping back in the corner. Korshkov comes in for it. Sarala sends it back, but it's picked off by Rykov. 80 seconds to go in the first period. Korshkov just backhands that down the ice. That's the end of a long shift as well, and that's an icing call against the Russians, and Korshkov is gassed.
Fatigue will shut your brain off for a second. Korshkov had more time just to chip it out the center. But Larry Bragin not happy with the way the play ended up. So now the Finns get their top line on the ice. A face-off to the right of Georgiev with just over a minute to go.
So Aho for the face-off against Kraskovsky. And Kraskovsky wins it, claiming Zholdikov around the boards. Held by Sijärvi to Puljujärvi. Yes, to Puljujärvi. In the corner for Aho. Sebastian Aho. To Sijärvi. Puljujärvi. Down to Puljujärvi. Puljujärvi. To Laine. Patrick Laine comes racing in. Tries to center it. Knocked away by Georgiev. Boycott. Out through the middle. Kuzmenko couldn't handle it. Kept alive now. Aho works in. Drops it off. Puljujärvi. Yes, to Puljujärvi now. Trying to drop it off. It's knocked down. A great play by Keskitalo with the line to keep it alive. But Kraskovsky knocks it down, and Zholdikov plays it across. 25 seconds to go in the period. Zholdikov lifted that high off the glass. Not sure the glass is your friend in this building, right?
Be careful with it. We've seen some critical plays in this building where pucks go over the glass.
Hintz chips it down to the Russian zone in the final seconds. Georgiev couldn't corral that. Hintz almost got a stick on that. And now up to center ice it goes. And time expires here at the end of the first period. The Russians, on the power play goal by Vladislav Kamenev, have a 1-0 lead after the opening 20 minutes. You're watching the gold medal game for the 2016 World Junior Hockey Championship. Our first edition coming up with James Duffy and Bob McKenzie.
The next year, in fact, the
plate ended up leading in shots on goal 12-9, looking for the game-tying goal.
And the teams begin the second period 5-on-5. Down the Russian zone, Rykov back to get it. Rykov, who plays in the Russian Junior League, the MHL. And the hope and the dream of Vladislav Tretiak was that someday that MHL would take flight and be a rival to some of the top junior leagues in the world. Svechnikov and wins the battle for the puck. Aho fans on the centering pass. And Svechnikov picks it up. Puljujärvi was sent flying. And play continues. Svechnikov. Long lead feed knocked in there by Lazara. The Russian player falls in behind the play. That's Svechnikov. Kapanen brings across the line. He falls. Lazarov tries to play it ahead. Kapanen took it away from him. In comes Julius Nattman. He's poke checked. And Svechnikov has it back for the Russian. Lazarov tied up at center ice. Throws that ahead. Kaprizov gets turned aside there by Niku. And the crowd hollering every time two players come together. Back at the point, Sergeyev, a long shot that goes wide. Gerabjenov lays it back down low. Kuzmenko spins off Mikula. Gerabjenov, a wrist shot, and it deflects off a stick and out of play.
Evgeny Svechnikov, one of the strong Russian forwards. He does not have a point in this tournament. He gets caught onto the butt end of Kakanen's stick. Kakkonen is playing the puck. Svechnikov is chasing Niku around the back of the net. And he takes a high stick, the butt end of the stick in the mouth. Seems okay on the Russian bench.
Kalaputis takes that puck around for Sarayarvi. Billy Sarayarvi up ahead for Mikko Rantanen. Rantanen loose in the corner with it now. Rantanen spins back and banks it back for Sarayarvi. Holds. Across he goes. Plays back down to Rantanen. Rantanen spins back again. Maintains possession. Throws it back. And that pass knocked away by Mikulovic. Rantanen sent flying right in front of the official. Rantanen didn't like the no call. And Lauda picks it up. Two North American officials here. Brett Iverson of Canada. Christopher Pistocia of the United States. 3 gone here in the second period. Ronkov hearing it from this Helsinki crowd. Now the lead pass goes to Palunin. And Palunin backhands that towards the goal. Steered away by Kakkonen. Cascatello picks it up. And Sholikov swings back to pick it up for the Russians. Out to Palunin. His top line goes back to where Palunin puts it back towards the middle. Shoots the puck to right on. Kakkonen makes a great save on the deflection by Kraskovsky. But Kakkonen's been huge in the finished goal. It's allowing that early power play marker. Svechnikov peels back behind the goal. Svechnikov back out there, putting that butt into the mouth. Throws it back. Korshkov to Provorov. A long shot by Rykov goes off the line. And that will be a penalty against the Russians. As Svechnikov touches up. A tripping call, and Finland goes to the power play. 4 minutes into this period.
Svechnikov throwing a little English at the North American officials. He plays in the Quebec Hockey League.
And he's got to be careful here because he's making another one.
And there's the penalty, a little hook onto Juolevi. And earlier, an excellent stop here on the deflection on Kraskovsky as the puck is slid to the front of the net. The deflection, Kakkonen, another good stop, and the Finns, their second power play, and a chance to tie.
And one shot in their first didn't do much. The Russians actually had the best chance short-handed. Juolevi. Now to Laine. Laine with a quick shot. He hammered that high, goes off the inboards, trickles back in front. We'll get to it. Wasarela. Now it's picked up and a short-handed chance. In comes Fazlayev. Fazlayev in! And it rolls off his stick with a short-handed breakaway. 2 short-handed breaks for the Russians on 2 finished power play. Laine busts in. Laine shoots. And Georgiev makes the stop.
That's just the second shot of the game for the Laine Puuviarvi Aho line. They had just 4 in the semifinal. Here's the breakaway, a clear break for Fazlayev. The puck slides off his stick. Not touched by Juolevi on the way back. And the Finns get to their second power play group.
Sarayarvi plays it across. And that drive Taken by Kapanen, is stopped by Alexander Georgiev. If you're just joining us, the Russians made another goalie switch. For the semifinal, they went to Ilya Samsonov, who had only played once against Belarus, but he beat the Americans in the under-18s last year, so Valery Bragin played a hunch. Now he goes back to Georgiev for the final. Sarajärvi, after his shot off the stick, up and out of play.
Finns controlling the puck on the face-offs here. Rupe Hintz has been really good on the draw, and he's won 2 in a row in the offensive zone. That forces the Russians to be a little more patient or cautious on the penalty kill. This group scored on the power play yesterday. Kalapudis with the goal.
He was the game winner in that one. He also scored the 2-2 goal against Canada in the quarter. It's trying to hold it. Played out by Nergachev. Kasperi Kapanen back to pick it up. Really a first-round pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Came to Toronto in the deal. They sent Phil Kessel to the Penguins. Now slashing through the middle. Hintz with a quick shot. Georgiev makes the save. And Hintz swats at the rebound. Nergachev backhands it back down the ice. 45 seconds to go in this Finnish power play. Sarajärvi. Detroit third-round pick. Up ahead for Rantanen. And comes Rantanen back with it. Trying to center it. Hintz picks it up now. Kalapudis to Sarajärvi. Across to Kapanen. Back to Sarajärvi. Kalapudis sets it up. Down the goal line for Rantanen. To Kalapudis. Walks in. Kalapudis plays it back. Sarajärvi through the traffic. Shoots. Tipped in front of the goal by Rantanen. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Kapanen peels back. Down to Rantanen. Finnish captain back to Kalapudis. In shoots. That's blocked. He gets it right back. Sarajärvi as the penalty expires. Shoots at the goal post. Sarajärvi rings it off the pipe. Rantanen centers it. And that pass is picked off by Korshkov. 3 shots on goal for the Finns on that power play and a post. Svechnikov got a stick in there. And it's shipped up to center ice by Kapanen. Svechnikov. Up ahead to Kuzmenko. And Svechnikov races to it in the corner. Down to Kuzmenko. Peels back in behind the Finnish goal. Kuzmenko still with it. They're changing. Kuzmenko centers it. And it's picked off by Aho. Sebastian Aho and Jesse Puljujärvi. The tournament point leader with 15. Centering pass to Kuzmenko. And racing back to pick that off is Sami Niku. Puljujärvi pulls it across the line. Shoots it. Georgiev makes the stop. And there is no rebound. Finns don't score on the power play. But Billy Sarajärvi comes that close moments after it expired.
Expedia.ca Hockey Hotel.
Frustration is when you start doing things you don't normally do. There's Patrick Laine. He comes all the way across the ice to make a hit on Svechnikov. He doesn't normally do that. He normally gets a stick out to take the puck away. Well, the only thing he does is run headlong into Jesse Puljujärvi. And the two 17-year-olds having trouble getting on track here in the semis and in the finals. They're about 3 minutes away through a game and a half with nothing on the board after they ran roughshod through the first part of the tournament.
There's Puljujärvi last year. This is a 16-year-old last year. The number scored a point last year. Looked impressive though with 26 shots on goal. He did everything but score last year, right?
Almost the most notable player on that team, the one you noticed and talked about the most by the time the tournament was over for a team that had a disappointing tournament.
Sarajärvi lays it down to Kapanen. Kasperi Kapanen. Back in the corner it goes, and the puck bounced away from Sarala. Nergachev takes a whack at it. Gloved down by Sergeyev. It's Sergeyev. Can't knock it down. And in shoots. That's blocked by Sherabzianov. Now Kapanen with it. Kasperi Kapanen in behind Sherabzianov. Works it back at the point. Tula with a quick shot. Went off the stick of Nathanen. And Sergeyev had it back ahead for Nergachev. Ulevi. Tula. Sherabzianov gets there first for the Russians. Nathanen comes in on him. is off a leg, played out by Bjorkquist. The race for it now is hustling back. It's Voronkov for the Russians. He plays it back out. Chipped in by Niko Mikkola. And Mikkola, the defenseman, first into the forecheck for the Finns. Ostrovsky couldn't knock it down. Bjorkquist pulls it a long back in front. Forecheck by Georgia with a penalty coming to the Russians on that dash out of the corner by Kaspar Bjorkquist.
The Russians in the first period did all this great work below the hash marks, taking the puck from boards to the front of the net. Now all of a sudden it's the Finns energized here. They've drawn a couple of penalties, and it's really nice work by Bjorkquist. He spins inside on the boards on Sherabzianov, who's now behind him. There is the hook. A good call, and the Finns will go to their third power play.
They had 3 on their last and then hit the post seconds after it ended. But the Russians have had breakaways on the first 2 Finnish power play.
The Russians have only given up 1 power play goal in the tournament as well.
Back to the point, quick shot taken there by Lamiko. Sarala, Aho, Sebastian Aho, down the goal line, centered, and that pass from Sarala, knocked out. A couple of whacks taken there, and Andrei Svetlikov goes looking at the Russian bench. Aho drops it back to Juho Levi, the 17-year-old who plays for London in the OHL. Through the middle for Laine. Laine to Puljujärvi. Laine got spilled by Boykov. Puljujärvi trying to play it to an open wing. Kamenev picks it up. Puljujärvi gets there, but it's stolen away and fired down the ice by Kamenev.
What a play by Kamenev. He was on the boards 1-on-2. He was strong enough to stay on his feet, and he clears it 200 feet.
A couple of 2-1 semifinals, and now a 1-0 game here in the gold medal game. Kapanen slides it across. Rantanen rings it around. Trying to reach it as Hitch, but the pass is too far for him to reach. 45 seconds to go in the Finnish power play. Sarajärvi. Off ahead for Kapanen. Kasperi Kapanen. Peels back, drops it off for Kalaputis. Rantanen digs for it. Kalaputis in there as well. Hits. Fights off the check of his layup. Walks out. Hits. Plays it across. Shot pounded wide. Kapanen can't believe he missed.
He had the entire open net. I'm not sure where Georgiev went, what he was reading. He was trapped dead to rights in the middle of the net. Kapanen one-timed the puck wide of the net.
Almost as soon as the puck left his stick, Kapanen was looking skyward. Now Sherabzianov is out for the Russians. 1 shot on goal for the Russians, or the Finns on that power play, and a missed open net. Sarajärvi lifts that high in the air. Took a funny bounce there. Voronkov had to be careful. Played out by Korshkov. There he goes. A quick shot whistled wide there by Alexander Palutin. Fired in now by Lamiko. Into the forecheck. Lamiko picks it up in the corner. Lamiko plays it back in the corner, and it's picked up by Provorov. Bjorkquist picks it up now for the Finns. Out to Lamiko. Racing in is Niku. Sami Niku spins. Drops it back, and that pass missed Lamiko, and Mikkola couldn't hold it. Under 9 to go here in the second period. Russia with an early power play goal in the first, the only scoring so far.
The Finns are all over the offensive zone. The Russians can't complete any passes.
And Puljujärvi gets into the forecheck with a steal, sends it back, and just missed Aho. Big hit there by Laine, forces the turnover. Played around by Zalola. Puljujärvi with it. Tangles there with Voronkov. Puljujärvi picks it up. That centering pass just missed Laine and Aho. Sebastian Aho. Down to Laine. Back for Aho. That's poked away by Lazarov. And Kamenev settles things down for the Russians. Now it's stolen again by Puljujärvi. front, drops it back. Kulala with a shot that's blocked. Kulala back with it. Works it back, Ulevi. Kulala trying to center it, and that was blocked by Kamenev. And now these Russians have been hemmed in for a while. Can't get a change in. The Finns do, though. With some good work in the corner. And done by Rantanen. Sarajärvi. Lays it around. Rantanen. Works it back to Kapanen. In comes Kasperi. Kapanen fires right in, and Georgiev turns that away. At the line, gloved down by Sarajärvi. The Russians still can't get off. Spinning is nothing. He missed Kapanen with that pass.
Don't forget, long change. The Russians can't even chip and change. They can't get to the bench.
Kapanen wheels it back. Sarajärvi with it now. Sarajärvi along wrist shot and diving to block that is Kamenev. Kaprizov couldn't clear it out. Kamenev has it. Lifts that high in the air, careful not to ice it. And right away the Finns come back. Some of the Russians got off, but not all. Svetlikov, he shoots, he hammered that wide.
Well, the Russians had too many men on the ice.
Now they work it back in. Kuzmenko in the corner. Kuzmenko spins it down for Dugachev. Tied up there by Keskitalo. Dugachev pulls up in front of the goal and tapped it wide with one hand on the stick. Napped it. Now Sergeyev jumps in for the Russians. Plays it down to Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko takes it down, centers it. That pass broken up. Kapanen lifts it out, and now these Finns have been on for a while. Sergeyev fires it right back in. Knocked down by Kakinen. Svetlikov. Has it picked off by Sarala. And Sarala ahead for Hintz. Rupa Hintz walks in, shoots, it's blocked. Loose puck cleared away by Korshkov. Korshkov comes diving in. Niku. Up for Rantanen. Nico Rantanen sends it back across the back edge. And was stopped by Georgiev. In tight on Rupa Hintz. The Finns all over the Russians here. Looking for the equalizer in the second period. Kraskovsky. From behind by Kalaputis that's spun around the line, but Kraskovsky still has it. Heels back in the corner. Palunin got a backhand shot away. It was blocked. Kalaputis tries to lift it out. And it's picked off by Svechnikov. For Rykov. Rykov shoots off the leg of Niku. Svechnikov picks it up again. Furious pace here in the second period. Lazara steps around his, works it back, poke check by Kakinen, and Niku picks it up.
The Russians don't have a shot in the last 12 minutes. The last 7 shots plus that Sarajärvi goal post. When Vili Sarajärvi pounded one off the post, 8 straight shots really for the Finns. The Russians really hung on and weathered the storm there.
And Kapanen missing the open net.
Not even a shot, maybe the best chance of them all.
Dulola. High off the glass, and his glove back in, and finally play is called. 1-0 the score in favor of Russia. Kasperi Kapanen had a wide open net and missed a chance to tie the game.
In 1936, the Esso brand sponsored their first national hockey radio broadcast in Canada. Our name's been synonymous with the sport ever since. So whether we're supporting grassroots and youth hockey, with programs like Esso Medals and Certificates of Achievement, or honoring the next generation of great ones by sponsoring Team Canada, one thing remains clear as ice. We're fans too. The Esso brand has fueled Canada's love of hockey for over 30 years.
Strong communication skills. Able to work independently. Detail-oriented. Turns out our employees don't just use these skills at work. This year they'll have volunteered over 600,000 hours in their communities. Together, we give where we live.
Watch Georgiev, the goaltender, bite right here on the shot, but it isn't a shot, it's a pass to Kapanen, and he rifles it wide. And after Rantanen makes a beautiful pass to Rupe Hintz, there's Georgiev on the spot for the save.
Sergachev tries to work it in. Juolevi picks it up now for the Finns. Juolevi snaps a lead pass for Laine. Laine works his way in, shoots. Georgiev makes the stop. The puck still loose. They battle away for it. It's picked up by Aho. Sherabzianov falls. Sergeyev picks it up. And Sergachev backhands it back up to center ice. Vezleyev lays it back into the finish zone, and Puljujärvi picks it up. 4 to go here in the second period. Patrick Laine, his draft stock has soared in this tournament, comes rolling in and moved on the puck here in the last second by Boykov. Kraskrosky up ahead for Palunin. And the puck loose at center ice. On by Kroskov. In shoots. It's off the stick of Mikkola. Up and out of play. Post Capturing is brought to you by the Home Depot. For the ultimate power play, come to the place with top brands and unbeatable prices. Let's do this.
Laine and Puljujärvi starting to make a bigger imprint on the game. There's Aho right at the crease, poking away at the puck. There's some 1-0 games that make you sleep and make you want to leave. Not this. This has had some excellent chances. This Finnish push here in the middle part of the second period has been really impressive.
Kapanen ahead to Nattinen. And that shot by Sarella off a stick and out.
Gordon, remember back to yesterday when the Russians had a 1-0 lead and they rope-a-dope their way in. A little bit up on edge at times against the Americans.
Well, they were on 2 wheels against Denmark, too, in the quarters, so maybe up on 1 wheel at that point.
That was remarkable.
Kapanen works it back. Sarala spins it back down. The pass missed Kapanen. Kuzmenko picks it up. Lead pass on the tape, set back in front. It comes off the stick of Svetlikov. What a chance there on the centering feed from Kaprizov. Back up the Finns the other way. Nattinen centers for Kapanen. Works back in. Kapanen fans with a shot. Bouncing puck in front, picked up by Sarala. And then lifted down the ice by Kuzmenko. And that'll trickle just wide of the goal. It'll be an icing call against the Russians.
After a very quiet preliminary round, Kasperi Kapanen's game has taken a jump. 2 assists yesterday in the semifinal, but earlier this 3-on-2 beautiful passing play. Kaprizov goes across the front to Svetlikov, who's in alone, but the puck deflects off the heel of his stick. Kapanen starting to have the puck and making an impact as well, getting towards the net. At times he gets stuck out on the perimeter. Now he seems to be more into the middle of the ice, and he's had a couple of great chances, including that one that he can't believe he missed on.
Tilola. Up ahead for Kalaputis across the line. Shoots, and Georgiev sneaks out the glove and makes the stop.
3 goals against on 27 shots against Denmark, and that was it for Georgiev in the semifinal. Of course, we've talked several times about Ilya Samsonov's performance where he made 26 saves on 27 shots, but Georgiev has been flawless here in the second period and clearly through the 37.5 minutes.
Ninku. Right across, the shot was blocked. Hintz throws it back to Mikkola. And Mikkola down to Rantanen. Finns have had the last 9 shots in the game. The Russians haven't had one in 15 minutes. Rantanen works it back, spins and throws it back. Rolls all the way back to the point. Niku plays it around. Rantanen falls. Provorov gets to it on his backhand. A tough play. Sergachev able to knock it out. And Georgiev leaves it in behind the goal. Sergei Boykov, who plays for Drummondville in Quebec League, snaps that pass ahead. Vezleyev to Korshkov. Niku battles with him in the corner. Inside 2 to go in the second period. Juho Lammikko. In across, Lammikko shoots and blocked as Rykov got in the way. Held the line by Keskitalo. Joldikov for Rykov. He's taken it hard by Lammikko. Kraskrosky. And the wall sealed up by Lammikko. In to help out is Seekin in the fourth line out there for the Finns. Keskitalo. Back down low to Lammikko. Picked up by Bjorkqvist. Jolikov steps into him. Now loose behind the goal. Lammikko tries to center it. It bounces right in the slot. And it's tapped away quickly by Polluted for the Russians. Borshkov, big collision behind the goal. As he bangs into Keskitalo. Last minute of play now. The second period. Russia still leading 1-0. Rykov back with it. 9-2 the shots for the Finns in this period. Lead pass for Kamenev goes off the stick of Sarajärvi. Up and out of play. On next year's World Junior back in Montreal and Toronto. Both cities play host to the tournament. The gold medal game later for the Bell Center in Montreal. Don't miss your chance to be part of the holiday tradition. Live it live. A very different gold medal game than what we saw last year in Toronto.
Well, that thing was wild. Two quick early goals for Canada, 2-1, then it's 5-1, then 5-4. Oh, what a great third period that was. What a great game that was.
5 Russian players back from that team that won silver a year ago. Svechnikov in the corner with it to Lazarov. Crossing with Svechnikov. Lazarov trying to pick it up. Svechnikov being tied up there by Levy. Svechnikov still on it. Final seconds now of the period. Svechnikov having to stand on it. And finally play called with 3.5 seconds to go.
Don't see much of that anymore.
No.
The whistle on the scrum and see where the face-off is. The Finns want it outside the blue line. And I think they'll probably get their way.
Discussion continues, but the face-off, it looks as though, will be in the Finnish zone. 3.5 seconds left. Kamenev to take the draw, directing some traffic. Lauda teed up for the one-timer. Take it for the Finns. Scramble draw, Lauda in, shoots. He fired that wide just where Kamenev wanted it. Now it's centered. And Kakkonen keeps it out. No scoring in a frenetic second period. Russia continues to lead 1-0 in the gold medal game at the 2016 World Junior Hockey Championship.
Closer and closer, the chances better and better. Now they got one period to go to crack through here. It'll be interesting to see when we talk about these players who play like pros often that they're just kids. Can they get frustrated? Can they push the frustration off? Will the Russians panic at all? They played the whole third period in their zone the other day against the Americans. I don't think they'll be able to play that way here.
Levy bouncing right down. Georgiev hangs on to that with Patrick Laine looking for the loose puck. Laine had things his way. He scored in each of the Finns' first 5 games. Puljujärvi averaged a point a period in the first 5 games for the Finns. At 15 points in 5 games.
And that's why the fact they weren't on the score sheet yesterday was so surprising. Here they are, both of them, 5 periods, no points in the semi and the final. And the Finns are going to need something from them.
And here they come. Puljujärvi for Aho. Drops for Laine. In, shoots, scores! There they are. And now it's tied.
Wow, did this place explode? And did it come from the stick of the right guy? 24 seconds into the period. The strong defensive play at the blue line by Tulola to stay up on the play. Puljujärvi, Aho, and Laine, who can really shoot the puck. Zips this up over top of Georgiev. Really quick puck movement off the Tulola defensive play. Puljujärvi gets it to Aho, drives the net, and the Finnish bench couldn't get a better start than that. Their young stars tied the game at 1.
7 goals in 7 games for Patrick Laine. The 17-year-old ties it up in one. Now the joint is jumping again. Nico back to pick it up. Kamelev gets the way of that pass. Aho and Puljujärvi draw the assist. And Mikkola brings it ahead slowly and finds Kapanen. Kasperi Kapanen with the Finns changing, finds some time, throws it back in the corner. And Provorov slides it ahead to Kuzmenko.
That's not a shot on net, but it's probably kind of nice for Kakkonen to touch the puck here. He hasn't touched it in 17 minutes. Let's get a look at the play again. Tulola stands up, Puljujärvi to Aho, and then look at this rocket through the defenseman's legs as Zuldikov goes to block it. Short side, right under the bar. And it's good times for the Finns. They've tied it at 1.
Kuzmenko spins back in front of Sarajärvi. Kuzmenko still with it, spins and shoots. It was kicked away by Kakkonen and brought back the other way by Rantanen. Rantanen with Kalapunas. The trailer hits, walks in, Rupa hits, plays it across. Kalapunas, saved by Georgiev. How did he stop that?
There's no question that the goaltending choice by Valeri Bragin has been the right one. Excellent in the second period. Brilliant stop there.
Now a steal by Svetlakov. Walks in and fires. Svetlakov rips it by Kakkonen, and the Russians are back on top.
Svetlakov missed a breakaway in the first period, denied by Kakkonen. Look at this play here. Excellent puck movement across. And Kalapunas had to take it out of his skate. Georgiev all effort to come across. And then a turnover by the youngster Uelevi in the middle of the ice. That's a bullet by Svetlakov. Kakkonen gets caught off his angle a little bit. That beats him over the shoulder, but that's not into the corner, but more into the middle of the net. Svetlakov, a quick strike, a minute 17 after Lione's goal, and it's 2-1 Russia.
Talk about sudden change. A goal to tie it, a brilliant save at one end, and then the go-ahead goal by Svetlakov.
Second goal, scored by number 8, Andrei Svetlakov, unassisted.
Brought in by Lazarov with a quick drive, and that's kicked up by Kakkonen and knocked out of play. That was Spezlea with a shot, rather.
Well, the quick strike is devastating for the Finns, but for the third time today, they felt they've had a goal, that one taken away by a goalpost, a miss by Kapanen, and then the stop on Kalapunas, and Svetlakov puts the Russians back on top on the heels of the Georgiev save.
Raskowski for the face-off against Aho. This high-scoring finish line is back out there. Moved up by Mikkola. And Mikkola fires it around. Rykov at the wall, sealed by Puljujärvi. Digs it out for Aho. Puljujärvi back on it. Zuldikov comes in. Wheels it around. Sergeyev. Good time, plays it up for Polunin. Horskov had it knocked away, and Lione swings it back across to Puljujärvi. The Russians were changing Puljujärvi. Lying through the middle of the ice for Lione. Up for Puljujärvi. Jesse Puljujärvi. It's pulled down there by Boykov. Raskowski picks it out and slides it across to Rykov.
That goal on the Svetlakov shot was their first shot in 18 minutes. Amazing. They're in the lead after that much of a dry spot.
Lazarov chips it down. Kamelev goes looking for it. Collides hard with Pescatalo. Kamelev wins the battle for the puck. To the side of the goal. Spins and shoots. Hit the leg of his teammate Svechnikov. Bouncing puck moved ahead by Provorov. Out to center ice to Lazarov. Backhanded down to the finish zone. 3.5 gone here in the third period. That ahead. Yeremzianov. Up different countries have won the World Junior in the last 5 years. If the Russians win today, you'll be able to say that next year as well. The Russians' last win 5 years ago. That long shot by Ulevi is gloved by Georgiev.
So the balance of safety and protecting the lead without sitting on your heels for the Russians. With 16 minutes left, Valeri Bragin has been here several times before, as you've mentioned, Gord. An experienced coach, and experienced with dealing with young guys as they try to run a victory in 5 straight gold medal games for Bragin and his appearances spread out over the years.
Rogatchev plays it around. Bragin, in 1976, a 19-year-old helped Russia win what was then the unofficial World Junior. The first official tournament wasn't held until a year later. Niku plays it back up to center ice. Added back in by Voronkov. Picked up by Hintz. Break wide he goes. Rantanen deep fires. Georgiev makes the save. Rebound loose in front. Tap wide by Kalaputis. Now Rantanen on the wraparound try. That bounces wide. Hintz back on it. Kalaputis comes in to help him out. And pass layup. Hooks it back to Voronkov. Palutin. That's around his man Sikkanen. Borquist. Up for Lamako. Backhands it back down to the Russian zone. 5 gone here in period number 3. Russians seeking their 14th gold medal at the World Junior. Combine their record with the old Soviet Union. Finns seek their 4th and 2nd in 3 years. Sarajärvi has to trail back, and icing is called against the Russians. Closed capturing is brought to you by the Home Depot. With top brands and unbeatable prices, there's no better place to score the tool you really want. Let's do this. Back here in Helsinki, which has been a tremendous host for this World Junior Hockey Championship. The 6th time the Finnish capital has played host to the World Junior. That's more than any other city, and they've done it up right.
Beautiful tournament. It's been wonderfully run. The last 2 weeks that I've been in Europe, in Malmo and here, have been terrific. Just outstanding tournaments.
Laine throws it down to Aho, loose behind the Russian goal. Sebastian Aho walks out, and his backhand shot was tipped away on a good defensive play by Rykov. Tulola. Up for Puljujärvi. Now stole away Aho, brings it around, trying to find Puljujärvi. Lazarov. Picked it up at center ice. Ulevi knocked that away from him. Now knocked in by Maxim Lazarov as Keith Breton in the Quebec Major Junior League. Aho shovels that around. Ulevi. To Laine. Lion's in, backhands in, and the Finns are changing. And back goes Boykov for it. Long lead pass. Kuzmenko falls, gets it right back, and throws it in deep. Kaprizov races to it. Behind the goal for Kuzmenko. That pass is picked off by Niku. Across to Mikkola. And Mikkola throws that way wide of the Russian goal. Kaprizov has it picked off by Natna. His centering pass just missed Sarala. Svetlikov. The go-ahead goal here in the 3rd period. Kuzmenko fires it in now, loose in the corner. Kaprizov with it. Kaprizov back to Mikulovic. Down low to Svetlikov. Svetlikov trying to find Lava in front. Still on it, Svetlikov. Crisscrossing with Mikulovic. Still on it, Svetlikov walks out. In he comes, he shoots, he whistles that high and wide. Svetlikov back with it, a one-man show here on the ship. Rogatchev shields off Mikkola. Trying to find Lava. Rogatchev still on it. Wraparound try, loose puck. Lava. Oh, what a save by Kakkonen. And back come the Finns the other way. Kakkonen has to peel back as Sarala was ahead of him.
Oh, what a stop. Tournament saver, perhaps, for the Finns.
Cascatalo. Yarvi, that pass misfired. And Igor Rykov back to pick it up. 12 to go in the third period. Korshkov trying to center it. Kraskovsky plays it back at the point. Shoulder come along. Wrist shot tipped in front. The puck is loose. Picked up by Korshkov, who peels back in the corner. Korshkov takes a whack there from Yarvi, and another. Cascatalo comes in. Korshkov still. The Russians are changing, and Korshkov just holds the puck. Kalaputis tied up by Lazarov with the steal. Now the Kamenev. Lazarov drops it back in a quick shot. Svechnikov goes wide. At the point. Held by Provorov, a long wrist shot, that deflects wide. Cascatalo back to pick it up. A long time between whistles here in the third period now. Granton way up in the air at the center ice. Played in by Kuzmenko. York was back for it. He got bumped. Delova. It's the pass to Uelevi. And the Finns regroup. In comes Lammiko, spins and shoots, he fired it wide. Delova back with it. Big shot blocked by Kaprizov, but kept alive by Bjorkman. Sikinen to Lammiko. Fights up here again, a rebound, looking at high. The Russian net was dislodged, and play is called. The Finns tied up early, and then moments later, back comes Svechnikov for the Russians back in front.
Ciao Canada, I'm here to introduce our new Italian-style ciabatta bun, freshly baked for the Tim's crispy chicken sandwich. Made with breaded, seasoned white meat, crisp lettuce, juicy tomatoes, and our toasty new ciabatta bun. Italian musicians not included.
Champions aren't made in gyms. Champions are made from something they have deep inside them. A desire, a dream, a vision. They have to have the skill and the will. But the will must be stronger than the skill.
Tim Hortons Dark Roast Coffee. A blend of 100% Arabica beans roasted with care and brewed for a rich, full flavor and smooth finish. With over 150 million cups served, we seem to be onto something. Try it today.
We spent lots of time talking about the Russian goaltending woes and changes. Well, Jukka Jalonen, the Finnish coach, had to make a decision a couple of games ago against Canada. He pulled Väinö Väiväläinen, put in Kaapo Kähkönen, and Kähkönen has been outstanding. What a save. Perhaps a tournament saver on Artur Lauta to keep the game at 1-goal spread.
Now Laine has shot. He's tied Austin Matthews for the tournament goal-scoring lead with his 7th. Vazleyev comes in. Centering pass. Dragachov, a quick shot, and a blocker saved by Kähkönen. Puljujärvi back with it. Rink wide he goes for Laine, who chips it in deep. Mikulovic who falls. Mikulovic slow to get to his feet. Play continues. Puljujärvi center the net. Sabato, the game is tied.
Had to come and play, meaning their youngest players, I guess, in this case. Puljujärvi across to Laine. This is where Mikulovic gets hurt. He slips around Laine. He crashes into the boards, and Puljujärvi's going to come in next. After Mikulovic gets hurt, that's Puljujärvi going around him. Aho finds the open space. The Puljujärvi pass goes right through the defender's feet. And it's 2-2 inside of 10 minutes left.
Sebastian Aho, the Carolina's second-round pick. We were talking with Hurricanes general manager Ron Francis prior to this game. We asked him if Aho would be coming over to play in the American Hockey League next year. He said, never mind that. He might be in our lineup the way he's playing here. Now Niku back on him. That's an icing call against the Russians. So the Finns are back to even after this.
After Laine and Mikulovic come together on the boards, look at Puljujarvi jump on the loose puck. And Fazleev is left in front of the net. He stands his ground. The puck goes right through his feet. And the defenseman on the other side, Voronkov, is preoccupied with the back of the net where Laine is coming around after he and Mikulovic collided. That leaves just a breath of fresh air for Sebastian Aho to tie the game.
Sauerlein for the face-off. Now don't forget the Russians retook the lead. Less than 90 seconds after Finland tied it earlier in this period. Jolnikov hearing it from this Helsinki crowd at Hartwall Arena. Now Kamenev slides ahead. In comes Kamenev. Drops it back up. Shot by Svechnikov. Turned away by Kakkonen. Sauerlein back with it the other way for the Finns. He gets punched there by Boykov. Plays onside as Kakkonen kicked it ahead. Sauerlein battling for it. Svechnikov moves it up. Svechnikov across the line. The long shot drifts wide, and Kakkonen to be careful with that lively bounce. That's the Talon. Yarvi didn't want that pass too badly. Hacked it right back out.
Wasn't expecting it. He thought better of where he was standing with the puck, and he slapped it to the boards.
Kaprizov racing ahead. Knocked away by Tulolu, and it's into the Finnish bench. And among the many here watching this game on Tuesday night is the president of Finland, Salo Niinisto. This is a country where hockey is unquestionably the #1 sport. The passion here is incredible. Think about a country of 5.5 million people.
Well over 1 million watching the games on TV. Over 200,000 in attendance at the tournament, according to the IIHF president, René Fassel.
Rantanen brings it across. What a move by Rantanen working in. Now Rantanen backhand shot. Georgiev makes the stop and hangs on.
Pretty clearly the Finns are energized here. A couple of goals in the first 12 minutes of the period. And Ylonen gets his top line back on the ice. We're seeing a lot of these two lines for the Finns. The Russians seem to be back on their heels. They've had very little offensive push in the last 30 minutes. Remember, the goal that they scored in this period by Svetlikov was their first shot in 18 minutes.
Rykov up to Lava. He was tied up there by Niku. And Laine has to retreat on defense, backing him up. Sergachev brings it in. His backhand shot was knocked away as racing back was Mikkola to make the defensive play. Now Mikkola moves it up. Fires down the Russian zone. Rykov back with it. Igor Rykov. 7:08 to go in the third period. Sends it down. That'll be an icing call against the Russians. There's an unforced error by Russia.
Back on your heels where you can't make any positive ground up. Now you get tired, you're stuck on the ice. The Russians have scuttled this change, and they'll kind of slowly get their Gachav back on the ice here, but they haven't been able to put a couple of passes together for a while where they can break out as a cohesive unit, start to forecheck and maybe slow the Finns down a little bit. It hasn't happened here in the third period for sure.
Seekinen for the face-off against Kraskovsky. And Kraskovsky wins it cleanly back to Zholdnikov. Sergachev fires it down. The Russians begin to change. Kakkonen to Sarajärvi. Out to Lamiko. Loose at center ice. That pass is picked up. Korshkov couldn't get it in deep. And in comes Seekinen. Seekinen on Provorov, picked up by Lamiko. Demko down low to Sikinen. He and Provorov collide again, and the battle ensues in the corner. And Provorov with an arm up on Sikinen, and a penalty coming now to Ivan Provorov of Russia. And so the Finns, moments after tying the game, have a chance to take the lead on the power play after Sebastian Aho made it 2-2.
Gimli, Manitoba, where we make whiskey. And make it the Canadian way, with just the right amount of rye grain. Because rye adds spice to our flavor. Distilled with pride. Made smooth. Aged perfectly. Because in this country, we don't just make whiskey. We make Canadian rye whiskey. Crown Royal. We make whiskey the Canadian way.
Hey guys, today we're gonna play Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, but I only have one controller.
Uh-oh.
So who wants it?
Me! Turn that way, turn that way. Is everybody gonna have a turn?
How do you feel that you're not playing right now?
Pretty jealous.
You guys wanna see a way that you can all get a turn?
Oh my gosh.
Every Chevrolet Trax, Equinox, and Traverse has 4G LTE with Wi-Fi, so everyone can play at the same time.
That's the magic. Can we tell our parents about the products?
Watch the bad break for Ivan Provorov here. His stick goes up against the glass and gets wedged somehow between the two pieces of glass. He's got no stick. So he resorts to the tackle. That's against the Finnish fourth line. A control shift for the Finns. Provorov's in the box, and the Finns have a chance to take the lead here with their top group, who is really feeling it now on the power play.
Sarala leaves on the side of the goal for Aho. And on his backhand, moved out by Keminen. The Finns have scored 33 goals in the tournament. Puljujärvi, Aho, and Laine have 17 of them.
That's a #1 line. And their power play has 1/3 of their goals, 11 of 33.
Sarala drops for Aho, tries to spin that back. And the puck played ahead of Dergachev, racing for it. Ulevi goes back. Dergachev closing quickly, pokes that around. Dergachev on it. Loose behind the goal. The Russians have had lots of good short-handed chances in this game, and now the Finns break it out. Aho. Rink wide for Laine. Patrick Laine throws that towards the goal, and Georgiev eats it up. Tonight's game story brought to you by Molson Canadians, anything for hockey. The men have scored on Russia's first shot on the power play, but Laine and Aho have a goal each here in the third. Finland beat Russia 2-1 in the gold medal game in 1998 in this building. Hartwell Arena had just opened. And there is the World Junior Championship trophy. That year, Nicholas Hagman was the overtime hero for the Finns.
Might be heading there again.
And the highly touted Finnish prospect that year for the draft was Olli Jokinen.
We drafted him 3rd in Los Angeles that year. Went on to a long, long NHL career.
Sarajärvi on the power play for Kapanen. Back to Sarajärvi. Feeds it across the court. Shoots, it's tipped in front. A chance now. Backhanded out by Boykov. Sarajärvi back for it. 45 seconds to go in this power play. Poked ahead by Rantanen. Jolikov can't handle it. Rupa Hintz shovels it back towards the front of the goal. It's shoveled to the line again by Fazleyev, but not out. Now Dergachev on it. And Hintz feeds it back to Sarajärvi. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Hintz now with a head of steam. Rupa Hintz works in. Hintz banks it around to Kapanen. Down to Klapanis. Rantanen centers it. Hintz can't find it. Rupa Hintz back on it. The puck's still loose there. Body scooped up by Svetlikov. And Svetlikov just buys some time and fires it back down to the Finnish zone.
Crucial penalty kill for the Russians. They were aggressive, didn't allow much setup, and they're through it with just one shot against.
Under 5 to go now in the third period of a 2-2 game. Sarala to Natanen. Natanen sends it back towards the front of the goal, and Sarala back to the line of Mikkola. His centering pass, it Kamenev in the leg. Now you got a Russian defense with no stick as Boykov is kicking at it. But Sheremzianov picks it up. Sheremzianov. That was that pass ahead, trying to find Kaprizov. And Kaprizov wins the battle for the puck. Lays it back for Provorov, but Aho stood in front of that. Sebastian Aho. Rink wide for Nattinen. Finns are changing. Nattinen sends that wide to the goal. Puljujärvi fresh off the bench. Spins it down to the corner. Puljujärvi plays it down to Aho. Sebastian Aho. He's taken down. That's going to be a penalty against Sergeyev. And the Finns are going right back on the power play as Dmitry Sergeyev goes off.
The energy is 100% from my right to left. The Finns have had the puck the whole time. Puljujärvi keeps the puck alive, and then there's the clever Sebastian Aho. He knows he's got a lane to the net. He drives, and that forces Sergeyev to pull him down, and the Finns go back on the power play. The Russians are hanging on here by a thread. Valeri Bragin had turned his back, was talking to his assistant, and now he's back coaching the team. He's talking about aggressiveness, pointing to make sure everybody knows where they need to go. The Russians just trying to work their way through this 2 minutes. And the Finns, just after a change, as you mentioned, Gord, have their top group rested and ready to go.
4:08 to go in the third period. A 2-2 tie, and Finland back on the power play.
The Finns have a power play goal in every game in the tournament, except tonight. They won 62% of the face-offs through the first 2 periods. Both of those factors crucial here.
Sarala against Fazleyev for the draw. Scramble draw, and it's pumped down the ice by Zholdakov. That's a big face-off win by Radol Fazleyev of the Calgary Hitmen.
Venäjä 3, Dmitry Sergeyev, 2 minuutin rangaistus, syy kampitus.
Dropped by Sarala. In comes Aho, trying to slide that across from Laine. The pass is picked off and sent down the ice by Fazleyev.
55-52.
Sarajärvi, who's been a central figure in the game tonight. For Aho. Sebastian Aho. In across the line. Aho drops it off for Puljujärvi. The pass in behind Laine. Now Laine took a hard bump from Boykov. Sarala tries to find Puljujärvi, but Kamenev hammers it down the ice. Kamenev didn't like that hit from behind. Sarajärvi as the Finns change. Now this number 2 power play unit comes on.
And they had the game winner in the contest yesterday. Kalapudis with the wrister.
In comes Rantanen with it. Rantanen hits it. Kalapudis, the forward line for Finland. Kalapudis. Back down to Rantanen. Nifty pass there to Kalapudis. Across it comes. Kapanen's shot. He misfired on that. Kapanen for Rantanen. Rantanen loose behind the goal. Plays it across. Kalapudis to Sarajärvi. And Sarajärvi's pass is knocked away by Svetlikov. Kapanen with 30 seconds to go in the power play. Sarajärvi plays it across. Kalapudis a drive. That's blocked by Provorov. Provorov can't get it by Kalapudis. Puck bounces high in the slot. That's settled down by Kapanen. His pass for Hintz was knocked away by Nergachev. 15 seconds in the power play. Brought in by Kapanen. Kasperi Kapanen. Plays it back to Rantanen. Sarajärvi to Kalapudis. Sarajärvi winds, waits, walks in, long reach. Tipped in front by Mikko Rantanen, and the Finns have the lead. Scoring with 1 second left on the power play.
Seven games, a power play goal at least in all 7. The Russian legends look on as a 2-1 lead for the Russians evaporates here. Sarajärvi, the Detroit Red Wings 3rd-round draft pick, fakes the shot, changes the angle, and there's the deflection by Mikko Rantanen, the captain who came alive in the semifinal with a couple assists. There's the deflection through the legs of Georgiev.
And now Kamenev, the Russian captain, has taken a penalty and has lost his mind in the penalty box, smashed his stick, screamed at the official, and he might be getting tossed. Kamenev is really hot and is being escorted to the Russian bench. Kamenev is furious. So a power goal with 1 second left, and now it appears as though the Russians have taken another.
Really good puck movement, but the key is Sariarvi. He fakes the shot. The Russians, who have done an excellent job blocking shots, go down once. Now Sariarvi moves to his right, flicks the wrist shot through a double laddered screen. The second player, Rantanen, deflects it, and the Finnish bench explodes. That's the second power play group. They had the game winner yesterday.
So Kamenev,
you saw him say for what?
Out of misconduct. You saw the misconduct, so he pays it for Milwaukee.
Now you might as well smash it. You can't. You're not back in the game anyway. The potential is overtime would be 10 minutes, but Kamenev, who's put the Russians into the semifinal with a late tying goal and the winner against Denmark, is gone, and the Russians will have to find a game-tying goal without their captain.
Now, no penalty is posted yet. It may be just a misconduct to Kamenev. 2:09 to go in the third.
Officials are always under incredible scrutiny. You know that the Russians wouldn't have been happy with the number of penalties that were called in the third period. They were shorthanded, back on their heels, kind of fighting everybody, it would seem, but they just never had any energy. They couldn't get back to the puck. The Finns, just like a tidal wave, just kept coming back again and again and again at the Russians, and eventually the 2 goals 7 minutes apart from Aho and the power play goal by Rantanen have put the Finns 2 minutes and 9 seconds away from the gold medal.
Mikulovic has gone to the penalty box for the Russians. Now they're letting him back out. The Russians do have 5 skaters on the ice, so it appears as though it's only a misconduct against Kamenev, but he's such an important player. 4 goals in the 6 games coming in, and scored the opener here tonight. So it is 5-on-5. 2 to go in the third period. Kaprizov winds his way through center ice. Georgiev remains on the Russian crease for now. Nico picks it out. Bjork's trying to play it to the line and out. Jolnikov plays it across for Rikov. Rantanen from Sariarvi and Kalaputis is the scoring play for the Finns.
It's amazing how the game can be broken down to a story. 2-1. Hakkinen makes that incredible save on Lauda. 2 minutes later, Sebastian Aho ties the game. And then the power play goal. What a fake by Sariarvi, and the deflection by Rantanen. If Lauda scores on that cross-crease pass and it's 3-1, Gord, this all might be a different book. But he makes the save, gives his team a chance to get back in it. And for the second game in a row, the Finns on the power play with their second power play group have taken the lead.
Now Russia calls timeout. Remember, 44 seconds to go. They tied the game against Denmark in the quarters and then won it in overtime. But the man who scored those 2 goals got a 10-minute misconduct. Now, Kamenev is not necessarily done for the game. If the Russians were to tie this, he could come back in overtime.
With a couple of minutes left. He had the 2 minutes to serve, plus the 8 minutes further into overtime. That's a problem for another moment for Valeri Bragin. Now you got to find your 5 skaters plus the 1 for the goaltender. 98 seconds to go.
Georgiev goes back to the Russian goal, the face-off at center ice. Now you got Aho centering Rantanen and Sarala. The 19-year-old take over here.
Yeah, the big boys can take a break here for now.
Rikov with it. Up ahead to Fezleyev. Across the line and long shot. Easily handled on the thing of Svetlikov by Hakkinen. And more pushing and shoving breaks out. Gergachev starting to boil over. And Georgiev goes to the Russian bench. The extra skater comes on. It'll be Lazarov. Now the Russians.
The Finns have been better on the draw, 62% after 2 periods. They have more options on the face-off than the Russians. Kravskovsky will take this draw against Sarella for the Finns.
kick back in the corner by Sarah. He can't do that. He'll get tossed.
It's a good call, and they're going to have to put a second or two back on the clock. Tie draw. Great draw at home. Not a draw you can use here.
So now Aho will take the draw against Kraskowski. Back at the point. Provorov, a shot that goes off the leg of Sarala. Vergachev on it now. Vergachev feeds it back in the point. Here's Provorov. Provorov across to Rykov. Rykov to Provorov, sends it across on a hard jump on Lazarov. Turned away by Kakinen. Nico on it now on his backhand. Plays it high in the air on the center ice. Rykov with it now. Plays it back in, but the play is offside. Inside a minute to go. Knox called that a hand pass. And the face-off will take place at center ice.
A good call by the officials. This was bunted in the middle of the ice, across the ice.
Now, where will the face-off be? The Finns think it should be in the Russian zone. The officials are huddling.
To my knowledge, it's got to be in center ice. It's just a hand pass. They're not on the power play, even though they have the extra man on the ice for the goalie pull. There's the hand pass by Provorov.
Georgiev is going back in the Russian goal for now. The face-off will be at center ice.
Yeah, it's just a hand pass. There's no power play. If they were on the power play, it would go all the way back into the defensive zone. So now the Russians have to get control of the puck and make a rush up the ice. See if they can get one or two chances here to try and tie the game.
Face-off, though, was won by the Finns.
Oh, the lead official wanted to call icing. Linesman, the back official, waved it off late.
Georgiev goes to the bench. Vazleyev picks it up for the Russian. Vergachev had it picked off at the line, held by Lauda for a moment, but Kapanen knocks it out. Vergachev comes working in. Vergachev, you're going to fit with no stick. Sikinen. That was centering pass by Svetlikov. Knocked down by Sikinen. Quickly retrieve the stick from the Finnish bench. Under 20 seconds to go. Sikinen falls. Back in the point it goes. Provorov to Rykov. Walks in, shoots that block. Back at the point it goes to Provorov along. Reshot scores! Provorov, the point shot. The game's tied with 6.9 seconds left. That close to a national celebration. But Provorov feeds it through the traffic, and it's 3-3.
We saw Sariarvi make an excellent play on the board, on the blue line, on the go-ahead goal. Watch Provorov. Right here, 13. Sikinen is trying to freeze the puck. He doesn't go around the boards with it. And as he tries to freeze it, the Russians eventually hunt it down. Provorov's shot bounces off of Svetlikov. This shot's going wide of the net. It hits Svetlikov there. It goes off his shin pads. And incredibly, this game is going to go to overtime.
And the stunned Finns look on in disbelief.
Svetlikov with both goals here in the third period. This one off his shin pad, the luckiest bounce he's ever had. And we're going to overtime.
Back in 1998, it was a gold medal win for the Finns in this building over the Russians in OT. Now these two great hockey countries are going back at it. It's a 20-minute period
to overtime.
So here it is. In the gold medal game, it's 20 minutes of 4-on-4, then if necessary, a shootout. Only one gold medal game has reached the shootout. That was in 2000 in Skellefteå, Sweden, the Czechs over the Russians. 4 of the last 7 gold medal games have gone to OT. 2 years ago, the Finns beat Sweden in Malmo to win the gold.
There is Svetlikov, Andrei Svetlikov, an undrafted player who plays in the Russian Junior League. He had 1 goal coming into the game tonight.
Against the Finns, short-handed, to get the Russians back in and down 3-2.
And 2 in the third period tonight. One an absolute laser, and one with his lucky shin pad.
So golden goal time here at the World Junior Championship. Rikov brings it in. In comes Rikov now, looks in the corner. Threw that right back towards the goal. Tula. Back across to Juolevi. And 2 17-year-olds on the ice for the Finns, Juolevi and Laine. Sebastian Aho brings it in. Aho tries to drop it back. That pass is picked up. And dropped back quickly the other way, but Kaprizov. Kaprizov in, shoots. He hammered that wide to goal. Finished defender Juolevi lost his stick on the centering pass for Rikov. He spins and fires. That deflects off the stick. Up and out of play. The Russians have been here before. Go back to Saturday.
A fanned shot from Lota goes on the stick of Kamenev. He scores with under 45 seconds left against Denmark in the quarterfinals. Today, just moments ago, 6 seconds left off the shin pad of Svetlakov, and the Russians are in the final, or in the overtime part of the game again.
Twice you're 45 seconds away from it being over, and twice you're going out. And now, in overtime goal, Rikov in, slides it across, tap wide there by Vezlayev. Dragachev back on it. The lines there with Mikkola. The battle ensues in the corner, now picked up. Serla has it back the other way for Kapanen. Niku.
Gord, 2 players to keep your eye on in the overtime. Always the defense for me. Provorov and Sariarvi. They get up into the play so well.
There's Sariarvi with it, but he can't hold the line. Niku throws that long pass ahead for Serla. Alexei Serla. Tries to center it, goes off a skate right back to him. Serla works it back in the corner for Kapanen. Kasperi Kapanen rocks out Kapanen. Has Georgia down. Kasperi Kapanen! The golden goal! And the Finns are champions in Helsinki! Into overtime. Kasperi Kapanen, the son of longtime NHLer Sammy Kapanen, grandson of the coach of their 98 team, Panu Kapanen, and he's a national hero now.
So quiet in the pre-turn or in the preliminary round. Really no impact on the game. He said, I've got better. I know I'm going to be better. Talked about the encouragement of his dad, who gave him a little shove that you can do this. An excellent game in the semifinals with 2 assists. And after missing an open net early where the Finns were scrambling for offense, he becomes the hero, Kasperi Kapanen. His 2nd goal of the tournament. Look at the poise when the puck comes onto his stick in the offensive zone. He's going to hold it and make a great pivot right here on Boykov around the back of the net when Provorov slides. He takes the goalie and Boykov out of the play. Watch Provorov, desperation. He's tied up with Sarala. He shields off the side of the net as Provorov when he goes down here. Now Georgiev can't get back quick enough, and Kasperi Kapanen has won the World Junior Championship with a gold medal winning wraparound goal.
It's the 4th gold medal for the Finns in their history. The last 3 have been won in overtime. The first came when Canada and the Soviet Union were disqualified in 1987. And Teemu Selanne, Saku Koivu, the president of Finland, and this entire country of 5.5 million celebrating. And tomorrow is a national holiday.
They have a good time most of the time. What a day for the Finns to win on home ice. A couple of years ago in Malmo, they get into the 4-on-4 portion. Rasmus Ristolainen makes a spectacular rush. The Finns win a gold medal. Today it's Kasperi Kapanen with a beautiful move. A minute 33 into overtime for the golden goal.
Larry Bragan talking to his team, but here's a look at the golden goal by Kasperi Kapanen.
Look at the puck protect there. He gets his left leg out. Provorov slides because he thinks that Boykov is beaten around the back of the net. That opens up the right side of the net. That's a moment that Kasperi Kapanen will never forget.
Talking to his team. The three best players have been named by the directorate. Linus Soderstrom of Sweden is the top goalie. Zach Werenski, the defenseman, is the top D-man from the U.S. And Jesse Puljujärvi is the top forward. But still a gold medal presentation to count the silver medals to the Russians. Finland has won 2 of the last 3 World Juniors.
How about the performance by Kaapo Kähkönen in goal for the Finns? In relief against Canada, he stopped 22 at 24. He stops 22 at 23 against the Swedes. He made a couple magnificent saves here tonight. And the Finns celebrate, waiting for their medals.
They beat the defending champions, Canada, in the quarterfinal. They beat the undefeated Swedes in the semis and then knocked off the undefeated Russians in the gold medal game. They earned this one. Werenski are the all-star defenseman. Soderstrom, the all-star goalie. Laine, Austin Matthews, Jesse Puljujärvi are the all-star forwards. And Jesse Puljujärvi has been named the MVP of the 2016 World Junior Championship. He's too young to be drafted yet.
3 players on the all-stars are draft eligible. 4 players, rather. Juolevi, Laine, Matthews, Puljujärvi, all draft eligible. Unprecedented to be on the all-star team at the end of a tournament.
What a celebration here in Helsinki. The same rink where they won back in '98. It was brand new then. And the gold medals are on their way out. This has been an enormously successful tournament for the Finns in every respect. First hint of maybe a smile from Brogin, but a colorful character. 5 times the coach of the Russian national junior team. 5 times he's taken them to the gold medal game.
And the Russians were on the mat twice here in the last 3 games. In the last minute of a game, they fight their way back in against Denmark and score with 43 seconds left, send it to overtime. They do it with 6 seconds tonight and fall just short to the Wonder Kids from Finland and their 19-year-old group that got going in the semifinal and final. Full marks to the Finns on home ice.
A note here to the Toronto Marlies of the American Hockey League. Kasperi Kapanen might be a couple of days late getting back. There might be a little celebration here tomorrow. And Dragachev crushed on the Russian bench. So first we'll have the player of the game presentations. And then the medals. Funny, some people say this tournament only matters in Canada.
They haven't been to games outside of the country, obviously. This is amazing. It's an amazing scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best players of each team will be awarded by Remington, sponsor of 2016 IIHF World Junior Championship. The prize for Team Russia is presented by Russian hockey legend Boris Mayorov. Suomen palkinnon jakaa numero 8, number 8, Andrei Svetlakov.
Svetlakov with 2 goals per game. The rocket to put them on top, and then the shot off his leg that tied the game with 6 seconds left.
Suomen paras pelaaja, the best player of Team Finland. Numero 15, number 15, Mikko Rantanen.
Mikko Rantanen, the Finnish captain, is the player of the game, and he'll have a role to play in accepting the World Junior Championship trophy in a few minutes. These fans haven't stopped clapping for the last 10 minutes.
Two years in a row, the Russians leave it all on the line and come out one short. A dramatic comeback last year to lose in Toronto to Canada. A late tie and to lose here to Finland on the Finns' home ice.
Now the officials will receive their medallions, including Brett Iverson of Vancouver, one of the 2 referees. A great honor to be selected to work in this tournament. Usually means next step is the World Championship, then perhaps the Olympic Games.
He did a good job today.
Iverson, number 5.
The officiating has climbed so far since I started playing in the early 80s in international hockey to today. The quality of it is not even comparable.
And former referee René Fizel, the head of the IIHF, presents the medallions. Next up, the silver medals for Russia. So Russia has won medals in 6 consecutive World Juniors. The longest current streak of any nation, but only one of them is gold. There's a lot of heartbreaking gold medal game defeats along the way. Overtime to the Swedes in Alberta in 2012. The loss last year to Canada.
IIHF Council Member and Tournament Chairman, Frank Gonzalez.
Frank Gonzalez and Vladislav Tretiak will present the medals to the Russians.
Kansainvälisen jääkiekkoliiton hallituksen jäsen ja Venäjän jääkiekkoliiton puheenjohtaja, IIHF Council Member and President of the Russian Ice Hockey Association, Vladislav Tretiak. Varapuheenjohtaja, First Vice President of the Russian Ice Hockey Federation, Roman Rothenberg. nuorten jääkiekon MM-kilpailuiden hopeamitalit voittaa. The 2016 IIHF World Junior Championship silver medal goes to Venäjä, Team Russia. Please welcome to receive your silver medals.
They finished 6-1. And this time the one-goal game didn't go their way. By the way, the first time in World Junior history that both semifinals and the gold medal game decided by one goal.
So close. These kids will be replaying this in their mind for some time. A missed chance, a break that didn't go their way.
You're up 1-0. You're up 2-1.
The game will be replayed so often, and eventually you move past it when you realize no matter how much you think about it, you can't change it. But what a tough way to lose. To come back, the emotion is on your side. You feel so great, exhilarated to tie it so late.
Great moment coming up here. Vladislav Tretiak is going to give a silver medal to his grandson, Maxim, who was the third goalie for the Russians. And there is Valery Bragin. He wants nothing to do with that. These players know each other so well. 9 Russians play in North America, 6 Finns, under 18s, World Junior. And of course, the goalie, Georgiev, plays in the Finnish league for TPS Turku. Present the second place trophy to the Russians, and then we'll get the gold medal presentation and the trophy to the Finns.
People are going to have sore hands. They've been clapping for about 10 minutes here.
What a tremendous scene. Country has always punched above its weight in international hockey. Bronze medals in Vancouver and Sochi.
They're always there. They're always, in most cases, they're like a pebble you can't get out of your shoe. They just never go away. They're relentless. But now look at some of the talent that is coming around. Maybe generational talent for the Finns. They've said they've never had 2 goal scorers like this at the same time. And Puljujärvi and Laine.
So they retired the numbers internationally of Solani, Lehtinen, Peltonen, and Koivu here. But now you got Puljujärvi, Kapanen, Aho, Laine.
It's the next wave. Long way to go till they get their jersey up here.
Seuraavaksi jaetaan turnauksen kultamitalit. Mitalit jakaa. The gold medals will be presented by Brown Gonzalez. Kansainvälisen jääkiekkoliiton varapuheenjohtaja, Suomen jääkiekkoliiton puheenjohtaja, IIHF Vice President and President of the Finnish Ice Hockey Association, Kalerva Kummola, and Suomen tasavallan presidentti, the President of the Republic of Finland, Sauli Niinistö.
And the President of the Federation and the nation will present the gold medals to the Finns.
Nuorten jääkiekon MM-kilpailuiden kultamitalin voittaa. The 2016 IIHF World Junior Championship gold medal goes to Suomi, Finland.
Alexei Sarala receives his gold medal, a Ranger pick. It's amazing, you know, I'd see Nicholas Hagman years later in NHL rinks. He'd still talk about that gold medal winning goal he scored. Rasmus Ristolainen, still a golden goal glow about him.
Did the captain, Mikko Rantanen, ever come up big in the semis and in the final? Colorado Avalanche pick.
Andy Niku, Winnipeg 7th round pick. Next year's tournament in Toronto and Montreal. Russia, U.S., Canada, Slovakia, and Latvia in one pool. Finland, Sweden, Czechs, Denmark, and Switzerland in the other.
Maybe the unheralded member of that top line, but a tremendous player, Sebastian Aho, on his way to Carolina very soon.
Jesse Puljujärvi.
Those two guys are going to be that close at the draft in June, too. There's Puljujärvi, there's Laine.
And Don't forget about Juolevi, the defenseman.
Yeah, he's going to be third of the group, but not bad that far behind either. What a draft class coming out of this team. There he is, the gold medal hero.
And the coach, Jukka Jalonen, joins an exclusive club in Finland. He's coached a Finnish national club team champion, a world championship team in 2011, and now the world junior champion. Won a bronze medal at the Olympics in Vancouver in 2010.
This will be his home rink next year.
Yeah, he'll be coaching Jokerit in the KHL next year. Jokerit has moved from the Finnish Elite League to the KHL. Record television audiences here in Finland. I think it might top 2 million for the game tonight, which would be nearly half the population. And next up, Finnish national anthem, then the trophy presentation.
Seuraavaksi pyydän teitä nousemaan ylös kuuntelemaan maailmanmestarijoukkue Suomen kunniaksi maamme laulun. Please rise for the national anthem of World Champion 2016, Team Finland.
So the Russians will now make their way off the ice. And we'll have the presentation of the championship trophy to the Finns.
2016 nuorten jääkiekkoryhmän kilpailuiden mestaruuspokaalin jakaa. The 2016 IIHF World Junior Championship Trophy will be presented by René Patel.
And the last act is to accept the trophy, Rantanen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the captain.
I love watching the coaches step back, let the players enjoy this moment as Mikko Rantanen takes the trophy for its initial spin around the ice.
It's a holiday here in Finland tomorrow. Traditionally in this part of the world, 13 days after New Year's Eve is a holiday. It just happened to fall the day after the World Junior, the day after the Finns won it. And now Frank Gonzalez will officially close the World Junior.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kiitos, Suomi, Kiitos. We have a new European junior record, 215,655. I would like to take this moment to thank the organizing committee, the Finnish Ice Hockey Association, the volunteers, the city of Helsinki. On behalf of the president of the International Ice Hockey Federation, I hereby declare the 2016 IIHF World Junior Ice Hockey Championship close. See you in Canada.
And the Finns will be the defending champions. Get this picture taken on the ice. Everyone wants a crack with the trophy. So our thanks to our Finnish hosts for a couple of great weeks here in Helsinki. Thanks to our crew for their usual great job. And congratulations to Finland on a second World Junior gold in 3 years. To amaze, does it, Ray?
It's just so good. The energy, the emotional swings, the incredibly high level of play, and so much on the line. Oh man, they're carrying you, loaning it around. Don't drop him.
Good thing Randon's got good hands.
It's just been such a joy to be part of this for 5 years. To be part of this tournament, and this is just another great 2.5 weeks that we've spent. Thanks for everybody for watching. This has been outstanding.
Kasperi Kapanen, 1 minute and 33 seconds into overtime, gives the Finns World Junior gold. And it's here at home in Helsinki for the second time in the country's history.
The 2016 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship from Helsinki, Finland is brought to you by Esso. The Esso brand has fueled Canada's